And to details, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi met with French Armed Forces Minister Sébastien Lecornu Wednesday in the attendance of Minister of Defense and Military Production Mohamed Zaki. The meeting focused on the latest developments in Gaza as well as means to push forward distinguished ties binding the two nations, especially on the military front. President el-Sisi reviewed Egypt's intensifying efforts to contain the escalating situation in the besieged territory, as well as assisting in delivering humanitarian aid into Gaza and receiving injured Palestinians to be treated in Egyptian hospitals. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said the French minister conveyed greetings and appreciation of French President Emmanuel Macron to President el-Sisi. The French minister hailed growing ties between the two countries in various domains, expressing hope to enhance such ties in future. He further praised Egypt's pivotal role in maintaining peace and stability in the Middle East region. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has given his directives to intensify Egyptian efforts to reform and promote the international financing system to especially enable developing nations to achieve sustainable development targets and confront any future international crisis. The details.
President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi directed on Wednesday to intensify Egypt's efforts to reform and promote the international financing system with the aim of enabling developing nations, in specific, to regain achieving sustainable development targets and confront any future international crises. President el-Sisi instructed that such target could be achieved through initiating new and active financial mechanisms in addition to benefiting from current mechanisms. The head of state gave his directives during his meeting with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Minister of International Cooperation Rania al-Mashat. Presidential spokesman Ahmed Fahmy said the meeting tackled a follow-up of the latest developments at regional and international levels with the aim of confronting developing challenges which are resulted from successive world crises, which reflected the necessity to revise working rules of multi-sides financial institutions to improve their ability to respond with high efficiency to narrow the financial developments gap for developing nations. The meeting also reviewed the dimensions of current cooperation between Egypt and international development institutions with the participations of the private sector, especially in the fields of health, education, and social solidarity. During the meeting, Minister al-Mashat reviewed the latest working plan of the national stage NOBI in addition to launching a follow-up report on realized achievements to collect needed financing and innovative financing to attract the private sector in green projects.
Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry and his Irish counterpart on Wednesday iterated need to end hostilities in the Gaza Strip in order to stop the bloodshed of civilians. Addressing a press conference following their talks in Cairo, Shoukry hailed long-established Irish support for the Palestinian cause. He reiterated Egypt's rejection of sealing off Palestinian cause at expense of neighboring countries. The top diplomat asserted the necessity of ending violations against civilians in the Gaza Strip, extending condolences to the families of UN staff killed in Israeli war in Gaza. He also asserted the need for clear measures against parties violating international humanitarian law in this war, as he renewed call for the establishment of a Palestinian state along 1967 borders in order to achieve durable regional peace. For his part, Irish Foreign Minister urged a ceasefire to save lives of civilians suffering most in the ongoing Israeli war. Martin asserted that consistency of international positions towards all issues is necessary. Martin extended thanks to Egypt for facilitating aid deliveries to Gaza Strip through Rafah crossing and for facilitating departure of Irish nationals from the Palestinian enclave. The Irish minister said the two-state solution is the way to establish regional peace. The press conference followed talks between Minister Shoukry and Irish Defence and Foreign Minister Michel Martin at the ministry's headquarters in Cairo on Wednesday. The two ministers discussed bilateral ties as well as a number of regional and international issues of mutual concern, on top of which was the Israeli war on Gaza. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri confirmed on Wednesday continuous efforts to end the ongoing conflict in Sudan. During his participation in the virtual meeting for African peace and security on Sudan, Shukri called on all sides to shoulder their responsibility towards Sudan through distributing humanitarian aids. He further called on donor countries and organizations to accelerate their support for UN humanitarian response plan to consolidate the Sudanese people. The top diplomat said Egypt had launched through Cairo summit Sudan's neighboring countries' path, being the most understanding side for the crisis complications, as well as the most keen side to end such crisis.